UK ban.
Saturday, 11 October in the year of our Lord 2025. We've warned for years now, and this is one of the main reasons President Trump had to come back into office, was that we are inexorably being drawn in to the kinetic part of the Third World War on the Eurasian landmass and right there in the Middle East, kind of the side pocket of the Eurasian landmass. And we're inexorably getting drawn. Now, thank God, President Trump and his strategic brilliance ended the 12-day war with a massive bombing raid, of which we now know, because the Times of Israel published the war cabinet meetings, Netanyahu bald-faced lied to the American people, bald-faced lied to President Trump. Of course, you would think Ratcliffe and the CIA, oh, that's right, they're actually controlled by the Mossad, feed them the information, which were all lies. Netanyahu tried to tap dance out of it on Brent Baer, remember that Sunday? Well, it's 6 months to a year. No. War Cabinet said it was 2 years. So that was all just made up so they could once again go after and try to kill the negotiators and try to have regime change and suck us into a 25-year war. That ain't happening. President Trump put that to bed. And of course, what's happening right now is you've got the Gulf Emirates are writing a huge check. You've seen that. You've seen the footage of like a biblical, it's like Moses taking people back to the promised land. I think 50,000 Gazans went from the south to the north yesterday. As President Trump looks like he's going to go over and put this peace deal to bed. And look, it's going to have some hair on it, as we say in the deal business. But strategically and directionally, it's a two-state solution. That's what the Palestinians ain't going anywhere. 2 million of them are not going to be sent out to the Sinai desert to die. That's not going to happen. No other nation on earth wants them, so they're going to stay there. And Qatar and the other Arab Gulf Emirates are going to write a check, and Turkey's going to provide security, and Bob's your uncle. And Tel Aviv Levin and Netanyahu can spin it all they want, and they know we got the footage of Netanyahu on Israeli TV sitting between Jared Kushner and Witkoff, and he looks wildly enthusiastic. I've got it up on Getter. I said, this is what a defeat and a surrender looks like, because everything that he wanted, no two-state solution, go populate Judea, Samaria. Get us into a war with the Persians. None of that's happening. In fact, the exact opposite's happening. So it's the end of the greater Israel project. As President Trump does that, and we still haven't solved the Ukraine because they're still pounding away and it's getting bloodier and bloodier. And we now know, though, the Europeans have no money. France is about to fall. The government there, Macron came with a great solution. Let me put the guy in that just couldn't get a majority, and let's see if we can't do that. Why? Because of debt and deficits. But a warning signal we've been warning about forever. When this expands to the Chinese Communist Party and an outright economic war with the West, with the United States of America, then, folks, you're in World War III. You're in the economic warfare part of it, and you're in the kinetic part. And you got the guys, as Fennell said, putting up the tweet today with the Chinese army saying, let's go kinetic. That's themselves cheering it on, this hyper-nationalism, that they think they can defeat the foreign devils, and they think they can defeat the foreign devils. Now, there's all kinds of things we can do. We just gave 100% tariff. Hey, how about this? I'm a random idea. What about the 350,000 students, little spies are here in this country, get them on a plane and get them the hell out of here. If we're going to go to war, let's go to war. We have all the tools. President Trump said it in the tweet, but let's use them. No more happy talk with Xi. He's an enemy of the United States. And here's why Trump is upset. They sent the letter. They didn't send a letter FedEx to the desk of Donald J. Trump. They sent it to the rest of the world. They're trying to get the rest of the world, and they're telling the rest of the world, hey, you play ball with the Americans, here's what's going to happen to you. The Australians, now, we're not converting into dollars anymore. That day's over. We're de-dollarizing. We don't need the dollar. The dollar's weak. The dollar's down 9%. As we kept telling you, and this is why Philip Patrick and the team went to Rio. And what'd they tell you? They're doing sidebar bilat deals, and it's all about de-dollarization. They're not going to convert into dollars. They're not going to use dollars. They're going to try to get away from the dollar as a prime reserve currency. And the Chinese yuan, they're telling you, hey, you got to take it, and guess what? You're going to have to take the currency risk. This is one of the reasons gold's been on a roll. That's why you got to go to Birch Gold now. You got to go to Birch Gold. Read The End of the Dollar Empire 4 years ago. Dead spot on. As we knew this was going to happen, and now they're ginning it up because they understand the strength of the United States, not simply our military, not simply the bravery and valor of our troops, but as the economic powerhouse, particularly the financial powerhouse that is Wall Street, that is the global home of the capital market. Yeah. You know, the global capital market, head, the one that the neo-Marxists and the jihadists are going to win an election and basically control the streets in November 4th. Suck on that for a second. You don't think this has been worked through? You think these are all just kind of random events? These are not random events. The enemies of our country think they got the United States cornered. Under Biden, under Clinton and Biden, it was the managed decline of our country by our elites, as we called out years and years ago. For President Trump, that's why he won in 2016. Under Biden, at the end of it, wasn't managed decline. It's a total free fall. Ever since Barack Hussein Obama, right, got into the White House. Although the Bushes helped a lot. Because remember, their old man Bush sent Scowcroft right after Tiananmen Square to Deng Xiaoping and said, hey, you got to calm down. You can't be killing so many Lao Beijing on global television. It's not a good look when we're taking the blood off of Tiananmen Square of kids that are putting up a papier-mâché statue of liberty and calling the goddess of liberty. Looking to the United States for our greatest values, right? No. We're going to cut a business deal. We're going to get the World Trade Organization. We're going to get most favored nation. You're going to be the manufacturing. You're going to be the engine room. And we'll get it. And over time, Fukuyama and all these guys, the end of history, over time, we're all going to be liberal Democrats, right? It's going to be voting and everybody be happy. Guess what? History turned out the exact opposite. And now they think they got the United States too preoccupied, too focused on other things as they try to close the trap on us. All the traders on Wall Street, all the traders of the oligarchs in Silicon Valley, everybody that led you down this primrose path, the Nvidia guy, the China Hawks it's a shame badger on us. Screw you, dude. We're going to show you China Hawk. Okay, you ain't seen China Hawk yet. It's now time to play Smash Mouth. They're going to send a letter and try to round it up. Hey, full stop. You're going to play that game? Let's play. Let's go. Let's have a throwdown. You versus us. Let's see how it plays out. We have a chance to crush them. We have every tool to crush them. And every time I said you have to decouple, hey, you have to decouple. You got to decouple. Because you see what they're doing. They're going to build national champions in like in social media. They got TikTok. Yeah, that's not much of a psyop. That's the Chinese military. That's not much of a psyop. They won't let their kids get on it because it's so addicting. They know the algorithm, how they wrote it. Just like, what is it, DeepSeek, the artificial intelligence? They said, hey, you guys build all the data centers. You take all the power. You suck every piece of water out of the aquifers of the United States. You use every piece of power. You drive the schmucks that built this country, that work every day, those schmucks, because you're a schmuck, according to them, let their electric bills blow up. Let the bills in New Jersey blow up. Let the bills all over blow up. We're going to do net carbon zero, except when you got to get the data centers, and all of a sudden, hey, I need nuclear power plant. I need a mini nuclear power plant right here. You think the oligarchs care about climate change? That's just another hoax. So as the Chinese Communist Party tries to close the trap by these export controls, rare earths, they think they got us. And now's not the time for half measures. Is it going to be a little pain? It might be, right? And all the MSNBC, the price of plush toys is up 10%. Screw you, I don't care. We're in a fight for our existence. We're in a fight for the existence of the values of this nation. And we're either going to step up or we're going to cower. And all you see on CNN, all the tariffs, it's so terrible. The plush toys are... What are we going to do for Christmas? You hear that? What are we going to do for Christmas? Hey, you know what? Give the kids a stick and say, go out in the yard and pretend that's something. You use your imagination. Get off the frickin' phone. Get away from the TV. Get outside. Get some fresh air. And here's a stick. Go do what kids in this country have done for, I don't know, decade after decade after decade. Right? You're going to have to toughen up? Yeah, we're going to have to toughen up, but trust me, this rising generation, that generation of young men, the most base generation I think we've ever had, they're plenty tough. I think they'll surprise you. You see what they did in Afghanistan, in Iraq, when nobody had their back, kicking down those doors, all volunteers. I'll take that. You give me that, we can win with that. But we have to have the will at the top. You got all these guys on Wall Street, all these oligarchs in Silicon Valley, and they're working for the enemy. They're not working for you. They're not working for this country. They're always putting the enemy's interest first. Why? Because they make more money with the enemy. They're traitors. This place is infested with traitors, people that put other nations first, that put Israel first, that put China first. If you're a citizen of the United States, full stop, and you're putting the interests of another country first, you are a traitor to this country. End of discussion. End of discussion. This country's purpose, this country's development, this country's growth and prosperity and peace come first, and the American citizens come first. You put any other citizen first, you put any other country first, then get the hell out of here. It's time now to have these discussions. We played around and happy talked for years and years and years. Oh, with the Chinese, the students, and they're going to be productive. Get them out of here. The American kids are just as smart. The HB1 visa, another scam. It's not even, you can't even take it seriously. Another scam. What? To give the oligarchs higher margins. The math is quite simple. This ain't quantum mechanics. This is quite simple. In the greed and avarice of Wall Street and the financial community, the greed and avarice of places like Sequoia Capital, which is an agent of it. The entity itself is an agent of influence of the Chinese Communist Party, and it has been for a long time. You got everybody up there sucking on the tit. You got this Mike Moritz, who's one of the biggest donors to the redistricting fight in California. It's all inextricably linked. But the common theme, it's against this nation. And it's against the citizens of this nation, the citizens. And we have to stop and call it out. She knows power. You say, what you want about the Chinese Communist Party? They're demons. They're the most brutal dictatorship in the history of the modern world. The history. And I'm counting Hitler. Okay? I'm counting Hitler. I'm counting the Bolsheviks. I'm counting the fascists, and I'm even counting Imperial Japanese High Command. Count them all. In fact, you can add them up. These guys have killed more of their own people. I'm not even including the, 500 million forced abortions, 80% of them little girls. They're brutal. And they're proud of their brutality. And they're not, for everybody said, you have to work with them. You can't decouple. That's too radical. Look at the letter they sent out. They think they got us cornered. They think they got us trapped. They think it. You either play Smash Mouth or they're going to roll us. President Trump put 100% tariff yesterday. And President Trump has gone out of his way to try to accommodate Wall Street, to try to accommodate the tech oligarchs, to try to accommodate China, because he's juggling a million things. He's trying to balance world peace. I got it. And he's doing, it's a Herculean effort. What he's done, he's saved the country. If it wasn't for Trump, we'd be gone. But now it's time to take it up a couple of notches. They want to go to economic war. Let's roll. Let's do it now. You don't do it now, your kids and grandkids aren't going to have a chance to do it. Do it now. Screw them. Hey, suck on this. We're at war. You got to understand that. You talk about the Third World War is not some theoretical possibility. You're in it. Short break.